Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for watching us. The awareness around Gaza still needs to be highlighted every day, and there's so many wonderful organizations doing their bit to highlight the genocide that's happening in Gaza, but more importantly, to provide assistance where possible as well. One such organization called RUN for GAZA is having an event very soon, and to tell us more, Dr Yasien Ryklief. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Luqmaan. How are you doing? Shukran for giving us some time today on E.
My absolute pleasure. It's always great to highlight events like yourselves that raise money to send for the humanitarian aid. As we know, there's so much still that it's the rebuilding that now needs to happen as well. Dr. Ryklief, with regards to the event as well, is it your first event? Have you had other events before?
So this is the second event, alhamdulillah. The first event we hosted in December last year, in which we raised 100,000 successfully for Gaza, alhamdulillah. That was a 100-kilometer cycle that we successfully managed to carry out, alhamdulillah.
Right.
That money was given via Gift of the Givers. This time around, we're going via African Muslim Agency.
Brilliant.
Alhamdulillah, we have done a couple of other projects with them as well. Two of which being in Gaza, in which we actually paid for an iftar program in the month of Ramadan. And we also contributed towards some eat-treats for the people in Gaza, alhamdulillah, in the Rafah side. So this is the second event of the nature in terms of the fundraising, alhamdulillah. And we intend to collect the money, but more importantly, we intend to reignite that desire and that love for our Palestinian brothers in the hearts of Cape Town. So we find that in the West now, they are more vocal than what we are in Cape Town, and that wasn't usually the case.
Of course.
So inshallah, with the qudrat of Allah, we will reignite that love and that passion for our brothers in Palestine and create awareness. One particular post that stood out for me was a youngster the other day that posted a picture and saying, we in Palestine see what the world is doing for us, and we also see what the world is not doing. So inshallah, we want to be of the people that are actually doing something for Palestine. Inshallah.
Brilliant. Well done to you and your team. Quite a few of you in your organization. How many people? I'm sure, projects like this often start from friends and family and then just build from there.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, Kharisun itself is a friends and family organization that we founded.
Right.
Myself and my wife founded it after coming back from Hajj last year, alhamdulillah. A couple of our friends as well and their wives have jumped on board, and believe me, the passion is there amongst the friends and family, and they're always the first to say, I will be the first to give the first 50 rand, the first 100 rand. Alhamdulillah, we started the crowdfund with AMA. We are on about 13,000 rand so far. But again, like I said, more importantly is the awareness that we were trying to create. And alhamdulillah, I've been receiving phone calls all day already. People saying, running clubs themselves saying, well, we would like to enter 2 teams. Organizations themselves saying, how can we assist, can we provide water, etc. So the passion and the love is definitely there. We just needed that avenue for people to once again put their hand up and say, I want to be part of that. But in terms of the team itself, we are about 6 individuals with our wives, alhamdulillah. And we also formed the core of the running team that is going to be participating on the day. We had an internal joke. We said some of us are not as fit as others. So we said we want someone fat or unfit, someone young, and we want one of the senior or the bullies, alhamdulillah, because we find that they are quite passionate and they are actually quite more fit than what we are nowadays. So the teams are made up of someone young, someone old, someone who is fit, someone who is unfit, and obviously a youngster. More important is to get our future generation involved and to get them to improve on what we are, the foundations that we are laying now.
I couldn't have said it any better. Well done. And I think you guys have a right model in terms of the event as well. Speaking about the event, tell us more. When is it happening? And give us the logistics around the event.
Okay, so we identified Rondebosch Common as the area. Firstly, for the safety, number one, and secondly, because it's a nice area out in the open. You can enjoy yourself, look at the mountains around you, and there's generally a lot of people around the common on a Sunday. So
that's the event.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Right, so it's 50-kilometer run for Gaza. Going to be held at the Rondebosch Common. That's the 7th of July.
That is Sunday coming now.
Sunday.
Yeah, so obviously with runners, we know that they like to come out early in the morning.
Yes.
Right, so immediately after Fajr, we identified 7 o'clock. So that we're going to run between 7 and 10 o'clock. It's not one person doing the full 50 Ks. So we're looking at the core team made up the cumulative 50 Ks amongst themselves. So each person doing a particular lap or 2. But alhamdulillah, with the interest that we have received, we envisage to reach much more than 50 Ks. So one of our partners in the event, Physio for Palestine, has actually identified a list of fallen martyrs. What they've done was they printed out the stickers with the name on it. So when you come, you can actually identify which one of the martyrs you would like to do your 2.5 Ks in aid of. No, so alhamdulillah, we have a physio for Palestine that has jumped on board, and we also have SA Fire Watch that has given their services in the event that is an emergency, etc. So they will be on standby on the day, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So we started about 7. We hopefully finish it at about 10.
Yeah.
And then each person runs 2.5 approximately.
So the minimum is for you to do 1 lap. One lap basically amounts to 2.5 kilometers.
Okay.
Some people said, look, we will be doing 4 because 2.5 is nothing for us. That's your avid runners basically that is used to it. Some people said, can I walk the 2.5 kilometers? We said, Bismillah, whatever you do, come out, bring your family, bring the sisters, bring the tea that you need for the morning, and just enjoy a morning of Palestine.
Yeah. So coming to race day itself, look, we're in winter now as well. So, you know, the temperatures dropped considerably in Cape Town. What should participants keep in mind when they're coming through?
Look, so obviously for those runners who are not dedicated runners and you're coming in as a part-time runner, obviously you would need to come with your jacket, maybe the morning. There is some rain forecasted for the early hours of the morning. Inshallah, that will also cool us down a bit for those people who will be out of breath after the first corner, like myself. So, but alhamdulillah, come with your jacket, because if you are done and you want to hang around a bit just to socialize and bring your Palestinian flags, etc., to support your brothers and sisters who will be running after you, I would suggest bring a jacket along and bring some chairs along if you want to sit and just support the rest of the runners.
I like that as well, because what happens is invariably when it comes to events like this, you have a database you can build up and then also communicate with the participants, the spectators about other events that you would hopefully bring up as well. How do people get hold of you if they would like to participate? What's the best methods?
Yeah, so obviously I put myself a number down. I think the most common avenue in today's time is WhatsApp. We also have the email address of the organization listed on the poster, and I think that's just for general communication or more specific communication around the event.
Right.
But WhatsApp, I'm available on WhatsApp, and you can just call me as well. That's my cell phone number as well.
And we're hoping to get some businesses involved. You know, bring your staff, make it an event, maybe a staff outing, and maybe contribute on the day as well.
Yes, alhamdulillah. So we have two teams of doctors that will be running on the day. We have 2 teams of physios that will be running on the day. So they said once they are finished with their race, they will also avail the service for anyone who maybe needs a massage after the event, etc.
Brilliant, brilliant. Dr. Yasien, to others that are listening and watching this interview as well, what is your message to those that would like to go and do more?
So a particular post that also affected me and why we actually started looking at Palestine again, a particular youngster was asked, why are you crying, my boy? And he said to the speaker or the questioner, he said, my father and my mother has passed away. And the speaker asked him, how did this happen? He said, in the airstrikes. And then something that stood out for me, the speaker asked him, so who came to your aid today? And the youngster said, nobody.
Wow.
Right? And we as Harisun, we took on this challenge and we said, at least for this day, we will be the ones where the Palestinians can say, Harisun and Cape Town came to our aid today. Alhamdulillah. And this is what we base all of our initiatives on. And maybe that message can be taken out to the rest of the listeners to say that at least for one day, you know, as a Muslim, as a Cape Townian, I had enough concern to make a difference in the lives of the Palestinians. And if all of us can continue and hold on to that approach, alhamdulillah, they will be in need of nothing.
Absolutely.
We know that Allah has chosen for them to be the people going through what they are going through. It doesn't mean that we need to turn a blind eye or we need to go and sleep at night without giving a thought or a prayer for our brothers in Palestine.
Oh, absolutely. So, there's so much more that still needs to be done. Like I said, it's the rebuilding now of homes and livelihoods that needs to be for our brothers and sisters in Palestine as well. They've lost so much. You know, we still have a roof over our head. We've got, you know, a home to go to as well. Unfortunately, most of Palestine, up to 40,000 people, lives have lost. The ripple effect that it's created now as well. Are you looking at hoping to do other events going forward?
Yes, inshallah. So when we were interviewed for our first event, I made dua and I said, Ya Allah, grant that we can actually go into Gaza and make a difference physically. That's obviously the end goal for us, right? So we will never stop speaking about Palestine. We will never forget about Palestine. And yes, we are making a small difference, but we are hoping that our small difference can ignite that feeling in the hearts of others.
Inshallah.
Those people who have the money to contribute, those people who can actually make a difference financially, right? So all of us are coming together, like we said in the beginning, a couple of friends with our wives, giving our 100 rands and 50 rands, you know, with that hope that inshallah there will be barakah in that. And the concept itself will allow us to get the big amount of money that will see us making a difference in Gaza, inshallah.
Let's run through the event very quickly before we end the interview, for our viewer purposes that maybe just logged on right now and having a look at this interview. Take us through the event very quickly.
Okay, so you will come the morning. Obviously, we need to ask you to stick to the rules of the road. Parking, obviously, we know is a major issue. We know that people within the Rondebosch area will also be using the event, so we would appeal to the people who are actually coming to stick to the rules of the road. Park where you are supposed to be parking to avoid any sort of traffic violations, etc. You would basically come the morning. We would have a table set up. You sign up. You just give your name. I'm Yasien Ryklief. I'm dedicating 2.5 Ks to Palestine and on behalf of brother Luqmaan, for example. Right? Okay. We would then jot all of that down. Amma will also be there on the day. Brilliant. African Muslim Agency. They will have the card machine. So if you are not yet able to make any donation, you can simply tap on the day and give whatever you are able to give. Again, we are hoping to make up the 50,000. The 50,000 will be used specifically to be given to give water to the people in Gaza. We find that is our most basic resource, and they don't even have access to that. So inshallah, if with the qudrat of Allah and the donations of all of our Cape Townians, we will make our target and exceed it, inshallah.
Dr. Yasien, Jazakallah so much. Always a pleasure having someone like yourself come in and highlight the cause of our brothers and sisters in Palestine, and may the event go from strength to strength, inshallah.
Shukran to you as well.
So there we go. If you're not doing anything this Sunday, you're based in Cape Town, have a good run at the Rondebosch Common and support a worthy cause as well. From all of us in Cape Town, Sohail Barnes, Mohammed Parker and myself, Luqmaan Shadrach, have a great evening. Assalamu alaikum.